Now, this is Michele Scott with Pieceful Quilter. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my first video, I highly recommend that you go back and watch it because it's spectacular. But you are joining me in Studio 101, which is essentially my house. I'm starting to do these videos because I'm getting questions from different people about how to use my fabrics, different techniques, and instead of sometimes I'm not able to do it right there. So I'm going to bring Studio 101 to you. What we're going to do today is talk about my Ombre fabric. I'm getting lots of questions about how to use that. If you are expecting a very high polished, high tech video, you've come to the wrong place. It's just me sitting here talking to you, and it's going to be off the cuff. So I just hope you enjoy it. So this new line I have with Northcott is called Calypso. It's a series of hand-painted fabrics, and one of the feature fabrics is the Ombre panel, which incorporates all of the elements of the collection from selvage to selvage. It's really a beautiful piece, and again, what I like about it, what my gig is something that you can make very quickly and easily. And with this panel, you can do so many different things with it quickly and easily. We don't have a lot of time. We want to make a lot of projects, and this fabric can just make that process so much easier. It comes in two different colorways. It has the surf, and we also have the sun glow, which is also beautiful. Some people aren't orange people, but this is really a pretty orange. What I'm going to show you next is how to make a very simple wall hanging. It's a panel kit. It's a panel quilt, excuse me, not panel kit. I told you this is low budget and off the cuff, so please excuse all my ums and all my mistakes, because we keep taping over and over and I just can't handle it anymore, so you're going to get what you get. I'm going to show you how to make this quilt. It's a wall hanging, and it is literally a yard of the ombre fabric that's cut and twisted around and put together. And there it is in sun glow, and here it is in surf. It's the perfect addition to any house. So coming up next, I'm going to show you how to make this, and I am not even being, I'm not even exaggerating. You can get this done in 15 to 20 minutes, this quilt top. So let's do it. Making this panel quilt could not be any easier. You want to square off your fabric first. Where your fold, you have your line on your fold there. You'll make sure your other line is on the fold so you can know it's nice and straight. You don't want to trust the selvages for your straight line. I like to look at the folds. So you square that off, got a nice 90-degree angle there. Turn the fabric around. I always square off on the right. You always square off on whatever hand you are. So if you're left-handed, you square off on the left. If you're right-handed, you square off on the right. Then you turn it around, and you're going to cut a series of strips. You're going to cut 2, 2.5. You're nice and straight. 2, 2.5. 2, 3.5. There's 2, 2.5. 2, 3.5. 3.5. 2, 4.5. Watch your fingers too, and watch, make sure you have no fabric underneath there. There's special gloves you can get for your fingers, which isn't a bad idea. I cut my finger once. There's 4.5. You want to do 2, 5.5. Straighten out your fabric again. Together. I should square it off again because I messed it around, but I don't have time for that. And this is barely pieced. So precision isn't your main concern here because it's so little piecing. When you have a lot of pieces, that's when you have to be more precise. And then 1, 6.5. You want to take your odd numbered cuts. And if you already don't have a fold for the center, finger press a fold and just cut it like this. You don't even need to. If you want to use the ruler, use the ruler. So I'm going to do my 5-inch strips down the center. There's my center line. Most already have it because it's coming off the bolt that way. Then you want to do your 3-inch cut in half on the fold. There you go. And we're going to take this to the sewing machine to whip this baby up. Okay, now what you're going to do is take those odd numbered strips that you cut in half, and you're going to sew them together, selvage to selvage. If you want to trim the selvage off, you can. I don't feel like it's necessary. I'm all about quick and easy. I'm all about getting it done. So I have in my machine, I have a special set of Aurifil threads that were designed for the Calypso collection that match both colorways. They're great for piecing, and I think for the machine quilting of the quilt, they match the collection perfectly, which is also available on my website. So I'm going to sew all 3, and of course we strip piece. Strip piecing is when you are putting one in after the other, after the other, after the other for you beginner quilters. And I'm just sewing right under the selvages. Boom. Boom. Get this together. I don't have a prep person. I need someone to my side, prepping all of my work. I can't understand why Sweetie can't run from behind the camera and put it all together for me. Or I could prepare it ahead of time. But what fun would that be? And also you're getting to see how quick and easy this is to put together, which is the goal. Okay, clip them apart. And you can trim the selvages off, or just press them to the side, or press them open if you like, depending on what you like. I know quilters usually press to one side, but again, I don't know if that's necessary for this project. You're going to press them open. And then we're going to sew the whole thing together. Okay, now you're going to take your piece strips and your strips, you're going to sew them together, but before doing that, we have to make sure they're all one size. Isn't this cool? These are the pieced strips, the ones that were selvage to selvage. Look how you can't even see any difference in the pattern. They really move together seamlessly. So what you want to do, you want to measure how big the strip is, because 40 inches is a good length. That's what the pattern calls for, is 40. That's a safe bet. So we don't have 40-inch cutting boards, so I just do the whole finger thing. Okay, this is 36, and then I add in 36 plus like 5 1/4. So so that's 51. No, it's not. It's 41. So what I want to do is take off like a 1/2 inch on either side. I'll start there and then measure that again. So I'll take a 1/2 inch here. And I'll take a 1/2 inch here. Again, you always cut on the opposite hand that you are. Square off on the hand that you are, and then you cut on the opposite. Okay, so I took a 1/2 inch off. Let me measure it and see if it's 40 inches. If you don't want it 40 inches, adjust to whatever you want. But 40 is the biggest it can do. Okay, I got 36. See if my adding's right this time. And I am at 40 1/4. So I'm going to take that 1/4 inch off. Just the one side. It won't make a difference. The pattern's so involved. There we go. So I have a 40-inch strip. You want to do that with every one of the strips. Now the ones that aren't pieced are going to be longer. They're definitely going to be longer, especially with the selvages added in. So I'll measure that. I got 36. Keep my little finger there. And then it goes to 8. 36 plus 8 is 44. So I'm going to have to take about 2 inches off each side. So I take about 2 off each side. And like I said, you can measure from the selvage. That. 2 inches. Do a final measure. 36. Perfect, plus 4. So here's another 40-inch strip. You want to do that with all your strips. Okay, we're going to finish up this phenomenal wall hanging by piecing the strips together now. And nothing could be easier. You have your 6.5-inch strip, non-piece strip. You put a 5.5 piece strip to either side. We only have the half here due to space restraints. So 5.5 goes on either side of the 6.5, and then a 4.5 goes on either side of the 5, and then a 3.5 goes on the other side of the 4, and then a 2.5 goes on the other side of the 3. Piece it all together, layer, put some backing on it, get some Aurifil thread by the Calypso thread by Aurifil, and you can machine quilt this up in no time. Be sure to check out the video on this channel of machine quilting if you want some hints, tricks on how to make your machine quilting easier. You can always check out my book as well. It's called Bobbin Quilting and Fusion Fun by AQS. It says Bobbin Quilting, but don't let the name scare you. It is a machine quilting primer. It's a great way to get started. And again, you can find all of my products on www.piecefulquilter.com. You can feature this fabric in a panel, or there's other quilts that we're showing right now. There's Caliente, which uses it surrounding the strip R blocks. Really gives it the look of a sun glow. Also in Twist and Turn, you can see on the picture that's up now, it's in the sashing strips. And it's also in the sashing strips for a quilt that's coming out in McCall's very soon. And you can see how it adds an element of fluidity, of movement in the quilt. I really love it. If you are interested in any of this fabric, especially the panel kit, I have these panel kits available for $18. Anyone can afford that. And it includes everything you need, backing, no backing, everything to make the top and to bind it. They're $18. You can go to my website at piecefulquilter.com. If you want this pattern for free, email me at Michele@piecefulquilter.com. I will email you a copy, or I'll throw one in the mail if that's what you want. So thank you for coming to watch my video. If you like it, please like it. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. Or there's something specific that you want to say, there's some kind of technique. Give me a comment, send me an email, and I will put one up there for you. So I hope to see you next time.